movies, television, streaming. They've got opinions, strong ones, and they don't mind sharing them. You're watching Review RapTable with hosts Carla Renatta, Jasmine Simpkins, and Jawn Murray. Grab a snack, a cocktail, and tune in right now.
Welcome to the inaugural episode of the Review RapTable, where we talk about film, TV, and streaming content. I'm one of your hosts, TV host and pop culture commentator, Jawn Murray, and meet my other host. Say hello to the people, Carla.
Hey, y'all. I'm Carla Renatta, a.k.a. the Curvy Critic. Welcome.
Jazz.
Hey, guys. I'm Jasmine Simpkins, TV host, film critic, and all-around just film and television lover.
We love it. We love it. So let's get to our featured attraction this week. It's Netflix Black AF, the much buzzed about series. Carla, we're going to start with you.
You know, I kind of loved this. It made me laugh out loud. I love that he addressed things like critics, how showrunners look at critics and how they feel about critics. I love that it was dealing with his daughter making a mockumentary about his life. I like that. The last couple of episodes, I kind of tapped out a little bit because I got a little bit bored. But for the most part, as a series, I really loved it. And one of my favorite episodes was the barbecue episode where they were comparing Joanna Man to Tootsie. That made me laugh out loud. That was just pure comedy. I loved it. I think that Kenya Barris, there is a moment where they talk about him being a one-trick pony. It kind of is a one-trick pony thing because this is kind of like Blackish, but the mockumentary version. But I was there for it. It was funny.
If you had to give it some emojis, Carla, what would you give it? Out of 1 to 10, of course.
Out of 1 to 10, I give it about a 7. I give it about a 7. Some praise hands, 7.
Okay. 7 praise hands. Jazz, are you giving out praise hands today?
I'm not. I'm giving out cry-face Jordans. And I think that Michael Jordan would agree that this would not go to one round of the playoffs. It is awful. I'm sorry. I think that Kenya is showing himself to be a one-trick pony with this show. Of all the things he could have done, I know he was working on a show with John Legend and his wife. To make your debut at Netflix be something so adjacent to Blackish, I thought was disappointing. And then when we finally got to watch it, it was a disappointment. I did not like the trailer and I did not like the show. I thought that it was too much going on. And I thought the subject matter, we're getting that in Blackish. We're getting it done in a very smart way, in a sitcom way. To do it in this, curb your enthusiasm type of way, I thought was horrible. And I thought if anyone was going to be in the lead role, it should have been Kenya. Let's try out a Tone Bell. Give me a Dion Cole or D-Ray Davis, for God's sake. But I don't even think Kenya should be leading his own series. And every time I watched an episode, I was ready to tune it off. So
how many emojis are you giving it, Jazz?
I'm already giving it a cry-face Jordan. And
just one cry-face Jordan. Out.
Maybe 3 cry-face Jordans because I just liked it that much.
Well, Carla, I'm sorry. I actually agree more with Jasmine on this one. I thought Black AF was whack AF. It just did not work for me. I saw the trailer, and I actually love the trailer. And I had a lot of anticipation for this show. And I love a mockumentary, like Curb Your Enthusiasm, Real Husbands of Hollywood. They're all great shows. But this show was Curb Your Enthusiasm without the enthusiasm. And I do agree with you, Jasmine. Kenya Barris is nobody's actor. Brilliant screenwriter. Does great work. We love Girls Trip. We love all his shows with Ish at the end of it. But if I had to describe this as one of the Ish series, it would be Dookie-ish because this was some doo-doo on Netflix. And I love overall what Rashida Jones brought to the show. She's probably the only redeeming quality here. I could not get through the first episode. I made it through, and then I took myself to episode 5, the only other episode that was the episode that Carla mentioned with the cookout, because my friend Kim Whitley was in it. And it was okay, but yet and still, I really wanted to like this show. It just did not land with me. And so if I had to give it some emojis, it'd be 3 of the poop emojis because I thought this was some crap. All right.
I have to agree.
We've given out our emojis, and now we're going to get to what we're binging. Jazz, tell us what you're binging.
Oh, something so much better than Black as Fuck on Netflix. It's a show called Queen Sono. It's so fabulous. So just imagine James Bond, but with a black girl that looks like Rihanna. The lead character, her name is Pearl Tusi. She is so fabulous, beautiful. In South Africa, she's a singer. She has a radio show. She's also an actress. So she's leading this show. It's very adjacent to First Ladies Detective Club. You guys remember a detective agency. This series
the
on
show
HBO.
Jill Scott used to be in.
Exactly, and Anika Noni Rhodes. Much better because there actually are all African actors on this. So we don't have any bad accents. No one's doing a Rwanda and somebody else doing a Wakanda. We don't have that going on. We got everybody coherently and consistently doing one fluent language, which I love. It takes you all over the continent of Africa as she's trying to solve this murder. Who killed her mother? And I tell you, every episode is so amazing.
Carla, what's on your binge list?
You know, I've been looking at a lot of documentaries because I just love them so much. But the one thing that I'm watching right now is a documentary called the Beastie Boys documentary, which drops on Friday, April 24th, I think is the date. And back in the day, I was a publicist and I didn't really pay too much attention to rap music. Or if I did, it was kind of like half in, half out, unless it was somebody that we were representing. But I honestly didn't remember that much about the Beastie Boys and didn't remember that they fell off the grid in 2012 because one of their members had passed away. I knew that Russell Simmons had discovered them. I knew that, they had done a lot of things in between, but the way that they're doing this documentary for Apple TV Plus is very different than any other documentary I've seen. They're on stage in Brooklyn in front of a big old audience telling the story themselves. And in most documentaries, there's usually a voiceover, there's usually a lot of footage. This was a really fresh, entertaining way to look at a documentary, and I was there for all of it. Adam Horowitz and Michael D are the ones that are still alive. Adam Yauch is the one who passed away, but it was the bomb. It was really a lot of fun. It was entertaining, and it was cool to kind of like look back to the MTV Yo Raps days, and see all that footage and hear their story from their own mouths as opposed to someone else telling it. And it's directed by Spike Jonze, who actually directed their first big music video for them. So it was all good in the hood.
Was Fab Five Freddy in it? I love me some Fab Five Freddy.
No, but there's some other people up in there. Like there's this one story that they told about when they went to meet with Russell Simmons about repping them. There was this one story that they told about them walking in, and Curtis Blow was in there trying to learn how to break dance. He was spinning on his head, and Full Force was kind of like surrounding him. That's how crazy that meeting was at the time. But it was comical. It was comical, and it was very entertaining. I enjoyed it very much.
Carla, you told me at Full Force. I'm going to watch this Beastie Boys documentary. That sounds like a good time. So let me tell you what I'm binging. I'm binging something that 11 million people have also been watching, which is Lifetime's The Clark Sisters. And listen, this movie premiered Easter weekend. It was the fourth most successful movie that the Lifetime has. No, I'm sorry. It was the most successful movie that Lifetime has had in 4 years. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right, 2.7 million.
Yeah, I mean, 2.7 million broke social media metrics. And I've watched it over and over again. One, because the story is great. I mean, just watching our girl, Anjanou Ellis, deliver Dr. Maddie Moss Clark in the way that she has. It's a masterclass in acting. Get her an Emmy. I love the singing, the way Donna Lawrence took 5 unknown girls, Angela Burchett, Kiera Sheard, who plays Karen Clark Sheard. Who else we have in there? Christina Bell. We have
Raven Goodwin.
All of these girls are brought together, not knowing each other, and Donald had them sounding just like the original Clarks. I thought the acting was good. I thought the storytelling was good. This was probably Lifetime's best biopic, and they have been playing it to death, and I keep watching it over and over again. And Lifetime, you can repeat this one until Jesus comes back, because it's just good enough.
They don't have to resurrect any of the other ones. Just keep playing Clark Sisters.
Listen, matter of fact, the weekend that you're supposed to premiere the Salt and Pepper movie, go ahead and just play the Clark Sisters again.
Wait a minute.
We'll forgive you, Lifetime. We promise.
Hold up now.
All right, listen, y'all.
That Salt and Pepper.
I want y'all to tell the folks where they can find you. Carla, tell them where they can find you.
Find me across all social media platforms at The Curvy Critic, and you can tune into my show over at Black Hollywood Live called The Curvy Critic with Carla Renatta every Sunday right after the 5 o'clock hour. I am there, and you can catch my written reviews at thecurvyfilmcritic.com.
Jasmine.
You guys can find me at Jazzakai, Jazzaki, on all platforms except for Facebook. It's just under my name, Jasmine Simpkins. You can also catch me daily on @Hip Hollywood because I do something called the Daily Hype, giving you guys all the great pop culture news. And I also guest co-host on KTLA 5 Live, which streams at 12 noon and 2 o'clock on KTLA.com. I'll be back when quarantine is over, so that is where you guys can find me.
And me, listen, I'm Jawn. It's spelled Jawn. So you can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, and YouTube at Jawn Murray, JAWNMURRAY. Add world to the end, and then you can find me on Facebook. This was great. I think next week we're going to let Carla do our pick. But we want to hear from the viewers. We want to know, what do you want us to talk about? What would you like to see us review? Leave questions in the comments. Leave suggestions. We will check them out. And in the meantime, have you had a good time this week, Jazz, Carla?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, we're only on, what, is today? I can't keep the day straight. Is today Monday?
Listen, it's someday. We're quarantined. Every day is a good day.
Yeah,
well,
it's this day.
This day is a good day. And until the next day we give you guys the review rap table, I'm Jawn. She's Carla. That's Jasmine. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.